Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Evans for NA Lit Chat, and I'm so excited to be here with our guest for tomorrow night's broadcast. I've got Rhiannon Paille. Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. How's it going?
I am great. I'm really happy to see your face. I'm going to get to see you in person next week in Nashville at UtopiaCon.
I'm so excited.
Me too. And that is where I got to meet you last year. And this week's NA Lit Chat is going to be all about how to take your online brand offline when you have to do professional events in the real world, like cons and conferences. And you are sort of an expert at these, aren't you?
Just a little bit, and I suppose, like all things I do, kind of by accident.
What kind of events do you like to do?
Well, my husband and I started Central Canada Comic Con up in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and it started in 2006 as a very small event that only had 3,000 attendees, and
Not a
it
small
grew
event, but okay.
a small Comic Con. It was a small Comic Con, and now it has 44,000 attendees. So.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So I've been organizing that now for 9 years, and I then started doing Wizard Worlds. I started doing other shows with books, and yeah, I've done small ones. I've done smaller ones than what I organize. I've done ValleyCon, and it's like 500 people, and yeah, I tried Calgary Comic Expo one year, and yeah, I've tried everything.
So we're excited to talk to you about what the best thing is for authors to do at these places, but why don't you tell us a little bit about your books? Because I think that's really going to help contextualize why Comic Cons and Fantasy Cons work for you and why other people might want to head to RT. But either way, like, your behavior and your goals for a conference should be the same.
Well, it generally, yes, they should be the same, but it also depends on the conference. I'll talk about how there's two different types of conferences that you're going to go to. There's conferences for the general public and conferences for networking. Um,
But
but
tell us about your books, because that's what I want people to get to know here.
my books are young adult fantasy romance, and so we explore the lives of Kaliel, the Amethyst Flame, and Krishani, the ferryman of Terra, as they fall in love and find out about their abilities, and they fight bad guys, and they encounter a lot of failure.
Failure is always what makes it fun.
Failure does make it fun. I think Cassandra Clare said it best: when if your characters aren't going through turmoil, you don't have a book.
I know. I find that very difficult. I get very attached. As a writer, I don't like to torture them, but I know I need to.
In some ways, yeah. In some ways, your characters have to go through hell, and I think the hell that I put Kaliel and Krishani through is probably worse than most hells any actual person has been through. So,
Now, you're right.
when you're reading, just be really happy that this isn't you.
Well, and that's a form of escapism for sure, and I think especially when it comes to fantasy novels, that's one of the things that people look for.
They do, and fortunately, there is beautiful settings and really nice language. I suppose I was really conscious about how much language I put in the books and what words I used, especially during sex scenes, because, I mean, there's only so far you can go before it's an erotica novel.
Right.
And so I tried really hard not to make it obvious, but not too obvious.
So you want it to be sexy but subtle. That's sort of
Yes,
where your books fit in.
I did, and that's kind of where it bridges that gap between YA and NA. It's mostly just that there are hotter sex scenes than you'll probably find in a lot of YA books on the shelf.
Right, and probably a little sweeter than you might find in a lot of NA books.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot sweeter
Well, we
than
have
what
a
you.
lot of writers in our group who are really excited about new adult fantasy and sweet new adult. So we've got a lot of people who are really pushing the boundaries of the category and taking it in new directions. So I know they're all going to be really excited to hear what you have to say tomorrow night. And going to events is a big question mark for a lot of our groups. So we're really looking forward to getting to talk to you then.
Yay! I'm excited to talk to everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get out a lot. Not to be like a recluse or anything, but yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I
Well, we're
don't.
writers. It's kind of in our makeup, and we don't get books done if we're out all the time, which is why it's so important to sort of prepare for these bigger things.
This is true. Although for me, going to movies now is like a big thing, and I got to go see The Fault in Our Stars yesterday.
Oh,
But I totally just like ran away. I saw it in the middle of the day. It was a matinee, and I went to it by myself. And I was like, no, but I'm going because this is book research.
Movies by myself are a big treat. So we will talk about all that and more tomorrow night, how you can prepare for events and what to do to recharge before, during, and after, because I think that's just as important as ordering the things that you want to bring with you.
Yeah, recharging is a big important thing for me. So.
Thanks, Rhiannon. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, thank you. Bye, guys. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.